Wait, is it dead flowers?
If I try to pick them up, they just fall apart. It's better to admire them from afar.
Okay, I don't think there's much else going on in this room, so let's leave. I strangely appreciate her cape movements. I know it's quite an old thing, but I quite like it. Let's go this way. I think this is a kitchen. Kitchen? Kitchen? Oh no, the theatre. Right. Oh,
It's a note pinned to the control panel.
Let me save you crow's feet and read that for you. It says, Baron Shroudy, I fixed the control panel for the theater flats. I had to, find something about, cross-wired to some power source? We'll fix it next time, I think. Signed RM. Man, this guy must be a doctor. I can barely read this note.
Let's give it a go.
The levers appear to be jammed. Something is blocking their movement.
Let's use Fodred. Let's see if we can fix it.
I already broke it once. I don't think it's a good idea for me to mess with it anymore.
Wouldn't be that way. Bear! Oh, I made myself cough. Ow.
It's the decapitated head of a bear.
How barbaric.
But the taxidermy is very sophisticated. Note the flawless preservation of his dying roar.
Right. Let's go here. Let's go in this room. I don't know what this room is, but let's go there. Let's do it. Gosh, you took ages to walk that. Oh, we're on stage. Oh, I see.
There's nothing off stage. It's absolutely, completely empty. There's no reason whatsoever to go back there.
But maybe we should...
Trust me once for a change.
I'm suspicious. Go.
I don't want to touch that. I can't use Frodrick with that.
Don't you mock me, bitch. How dare you? Oh my god, I
It's the head of a most unfortunate little piggy.
It's actually a boar, like its former owner. And really, how many pigs have not met an unfortunate end? It's not like pig milk is in high demand.
Ew. Oh, that would be nasty.
It's a mythical horse whose horns are said to grant 3 wishes to whomever touches them.
Actually, that's a male deer. And they don't grant wishes. That's a 9th level spell. You're thinking of a unicorn, whose horn is said to neutralize poison, along with many other powers that depend on who's running the game. Even if Draxylvanian unicorns could grant wishes, the material components of such a spell...
Wait, stop! I have something very important to say. Mona is bored.
Alright, in all fairness, she's stupid.
It's a tragic version of the traditional comedy tragedy masks, only with a slight vampiric twist.
Called fangs! Let's look at the bunny. Oh, am I gonna have to wait for her to walk all the way across it? Oh, I think someone's just come home.
It appears to be the decapitated head of a stuffed animal?
They killed Smuggle Bunny! You bastard!
Smuggle bunny. Okay, so we got more stuff to sort out. So that was the theatre. Let's pop this way to... I think this is the torture chamber? Because that's, you know, a standard room in most houses. You have the reception room, and then you have the kitchen, and you have the bathrooms, and then... Oh, torture chamber. So you can talk to a night... Ooh, crumbs. So let's have a little look.
That poker is a little too hot to pick up.
Well then, what about the brazier filled with white-hot coals?
Gee, I don't know, Fudrick. Why don't you try and pick it up and let me know how it goes?
Pick up the mace. Sure you can get that.
I bet a big, heavy, hitting thing might be useful somewhere, but I'm not going to carry it around. I'll keep it in mind, though.
I hate that. Just pick up the item. Grinder.
I don't want to touch that thing. It's got lots of residue on it.
You're right, Mona. It looks like there are bits of flesh and bone, and maybe a few coffee beans.
Coffee beans?
Yeah, Shroudy sometimes like to start his day with a hot cup of joe and the evening paper boy.
Don't you mean the evening paper?
No, I mean the paper boy.
Dark.
Shroudy always enjoyed feasting on Draxylvanian paper boys. I assume he threw their corpses into the pit, then climbed into his coffin where he'd relax and read their papers.
I like how I had to explain that joke. It's like they should have really cut that script off at the evening paper boy. Iron Maiden, excellent.
It's some sort of torture device. It looks like my Aunt Votre Mère.
I got a weird feeling we can talk to it.
Hello there.
Well, hello there, dearie. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Oh! You can talk!
Oh, don't be frightened, my dears. I won't harm you.
How long's she been staying in this place and she not realized that... Never mind. Never mind.
My name is Barbara, although my friends call me Barb. Get it, Barb?
Yeah, I think we get it. Bob, as in a sharp metal device that slowly and painfully rends flesh as it gets pushed into some poor bastard's body? That's downright hilarious. Well, maybe that guy doesn't find it so funny.
Oh, just ignore him. I mean that.
Aside from torturing people, what do you do down here?
Well, I'm actually the torture chamber stenographer. It's my job to record what's being said down here when Shroudy or the Baroness are, in a serious discussion with her, guests.
What kind of stuff have you heard? Could you tell us?
Oh, sure. I don't think that would harm anything. I like to think of myself as an open book. And speaking of books, that's what the Baroness would usually be asking about. Shroudy, on the other hand, he usually didn't ask anything at all.
Why? Was Shroudy too shy?
No, too sadistic. The one fellow over there without his head, Shroudy really went after. That's right around the time when the Baroness disappeared. Curious thing about that guest.
What?
He didn't bleed at all. Shroudy took one whack at his head and it fell on the floor and shattered like a Ming vase. Very, very odd. Even for around here.
Book? What book?
Book? What book?
Oh, yes. The Book of Shrouds was always the topic of discussion for the Baroness. It was mostly various priests, scholars, magicians, historians, and, holy men that the Baroness would bring down here. She was definitely trying to extract knowledge from them about that book.
When was the last time you saw the Baroness?
When was the last time you saw the Baroness?
She was torturing that headless man over there several years ago. After she got the information she wanted, she left the castle in a hurry and never returned.
Memorized.
Do you have this session memorized right before the Baroness left?
Yes, let me see. I believe I have it here. It's been a few years. Oh. Here I go. Man from Cabal. Ouch, ouch, ouch. It hurts so much. Ah, I can't take it. Ah.
Do you think you could skip ahead a little bit to where he was actually talking?
Yes, of course. Man from Cabal. Yes, I have the tome you're looking for. It will give you all the secrets to unlocking the book. Baroness, tell me where it is or I'm going to shove this hot poker.
Oh my! Could we please, skip ahead a little bit more?
Oh, certainly. Man from Cabal. The tome is in my camp, buried at the base of a large oak tree near the Vargo Pass crossroads. Baroness, you'd better not be lying to me, or when I return, you will feel pain as you have never felt it before. Huh. After that, the Baroness disappeared. A few days later, Shroudy came downstairs screaming about a trap. He took an axe and tried to chop the poor fellow's head off. But when the head rolled off, there was no blood. It wasn't a man at all. It was some kind of talking clay statue or some such.
I think it's called a clay golem.
How do you know about that?
Used to play a lot of Dungeons and Dogs. The clay golems dropped a lot of loot and were pretty aggro.
I should have known. Bob, please go on.
Apparently, somebody was laying a trap for the Baroness. And it must have worked, for she never returned.
What did Shroudy do after that?
I believe he searched frantically for months, but he didn't find a single trace of her at Vargo Pass or anywhere else in Draxylvania. Poor little monster. He lost his mommy so young. He was devoted to her, you know. He got lonely and left on holiday soon after that. He came back occasionally with a new female companion, but he seemed to grow tired of each one after a time. Then off he would go again.
Hey, Mona, that may explain why you're here.
Yes, from what I've seen, he likes you best of them so far. Maybe it's because you look so much like her.
Like whom?
Oh, his mother, the Baroness, of course.
Ooh, Freudian. What was the cable you mentioned?
What was this Cabal you mentioned?
Cabal, I'm so sorry.
I don't know, but I do recall they all seemed to wear a belt that had a gold circle with a star in the middle and an eye in the middle of the star. The Baroness seemed to really, give them special attention.
Guess.
Who was the guess you speak of?
The Baroness would search all over the world for priests and scholars, or even wizards and witches, and invite them to stay at the castle, all expenses paid.
Let me guess. She slipped them a Mickey, and instead of the spa, they ended up down here.
Right. Then she would ask me to take down everything I heard for future reference. When she was done, some went into the pit, and a few she took somewhere else. Maybe another dungeon somewhere. I don't know. As you can imagine, I don't get around much.
What does being an Iron Maiden pay?
Look at it as
Pay?
a career path, you
Oh,
see.
no. I have to do this. I'm not sure why. Torturing people does seem horrible and just downright unfriendly and all, but we all have to follow the paths our creators have laid down for us. My path in this life is to slowly squeeze the life out of people and record their thoughts on the matter. Simple, true, but still rewarding. Settle down, or Mama isn't going to be happy.
I don't.
Well, I better be
I
going.
don't think the rest is
It's been very
required.
nice talking
We'll
with
just come
you.
You
back.
too. Shh, hush. Bye-bye.
So that's Bob. So we're going to have a little look around. Crushing device. Oh, have you seen the one in the middle?
What is that thing?
Let me see. It looks like there's a small plaque down on the corner of the chair. Let me read it. It says, Acme Groin Crusher.
Nice.
Aren't you going to follow that up with some kind of witty comment?
Mona, there are some things you simply do not joke about.
Head disclaimer. Let's have a look at him.
It's some sort of fake man thing. I don't know what it is, but it looks like maybe it was made out of clay.
Poor fellow. He really lost his head. I think he's a magically created golem. Somebody made him and sent him here for a reason.
Can we touch him?
He looks too heavy to carry around.
Jar full of dirt. I got a jar of dirt. I got a jar of
I
dirt.
think we all know what that is.
Take some.
No way! Too heavy.
All right, God.
I don't like dirty talk.
That's not funny!
Oh, for goodness sake. Let's crack the coffins open.
It won't budge. The coffin has some kind of combination lock on the side of it.
What about... Oh.
I don't need to be dragging my bed.
Coffin.
I'm going to ignore that. Anyway, I don't need my bed right now, but it's good to know that it's here in case I need it later.
You're gonna add it to my... Are you serious? Fine. I think we can talk to these rats.
Hello?
Hey, hello there yourself, Dollface. How you doing today?
Hi there. Do you mind if I ask you some questions?
For a tall glass of water like you, I would be glad to. Shoot, hot stuff.
Who are you?
Who are you?
My name is Frank, although my friends call me Frankie. I'm here with my associates, Sammy, Joey, and Dean. We've been living in this castle for quite some time. You might say we manage the neighborhood.
How you doing, Frankie?
Hey, look, yous guys, it's the Froadmeister. I told you about him. This crazy guy could do things with his calcar that would make your head spin. You still do that trick, eh, Frody?
Oh, no, Frankie. I've sort of stopped doing stuff like that. I'm laying off the vino now, staying clean, if you know what I mean.
Forget about it. Yo,
I think that's
hey,
one word.
Sorry to
Forget
hear
about
about
it.
the thing with Rocco. You know, he's still looking for you. He and the Belfry boys are still pretty steamed up. You better make it right, and soon. Capiche?
And what about you? Looks like you got yourself a full-on rat pack.
Don't be a wise guy. You're trying to be some kind of comedian or something?
Nah, I really think of myself as more of a short, one-eyed song and dance man.
Please forgive him.
Forget about it.
Forget about it. Oh.
You said you manage the neighborhood. Does that mean you know the castle fairly well?
Oh, yeah. My associates and I use the old plumbing running through the castle to get from room to room. We pretty much have the run of the place, with the exception of the kitchen.
How come I never met you before?
Well, your master Baron Shroudy wasn't too fond of us, so we laid low until we heard from Edgar the Raven that Shroudy got whacked. Did you order that hit?
What? Me? No! I didn't even know you could order a hit. Or I might have been tempted to order one sooner.
Well, I've heard you singing too. It's nice, but a bit overwhelming and loud. You need to learn to control it better so you don't blow away your audience.
Gee, thanks. Opera tips from a rat.
An Italian rat? If we Italians know anything, it's opera. You're good. You just need some coaching.
Harsh. Harsh critique. Let's have a little look. Oh, that's my bad.
Do you know the combination to Shroudy's coffin?
You know, we never did try to steal his combo. He never had anything we wanted to borrow. But I bet Ozzy over at the water pool or Big Bad Barb over here saw something. Why not ask them?
Okay, I will. Thanks.
Hey, anything for you, Dollface. You got any more questions for Papa Frankie over here?
Oh.
Bob over there mentioned
Get all the
something
info.
about a magic book the Baroness was interested in. Are you familiar with that?
How could we not be? It's all the Baroness ever screamed about while she was torturing the poor bastard she brought down here.
You mind telling me about it?
Well, that depends. That's where my memory enters what you call a gray area.
How gray?
So grey, you spell it with an
Maybe
A.
blue, but it might get a little more beige if you do us a solid.
What is it you want us to do so that you'll tell us about the book?
We need you to hit somebody for us, and it needs to be a real message job. Pyewacket, the Baroness's cat, lives near the kitchen. You take her out, and maybe we can do some business.
You want me to kill a defenseless little kitty?
Defenseless, my... She's 20 pounds of pure feline killing machine. She's too much for any of my capos to handle. We even brought in a specialist from Sicily. After Pyewacket was finished with him, all that was left was a single foot.
I guess this Pyewacket likes Italian.
You take care of this little problem for us and bring a collar as proof the deed was done. We'll tell you what you need to know to get to the Book of Shrouds. I will tell you this much. To find the Book of Shrouds, you're going to have to gain access to the Baroness's secret laboratory, which is only accessible through the library. Now that's all I'm gonna tell you until you bring me the cat's collar.
All right, fine. Kill a defenseless little kitten
and bring back the collar as proof.
Yeah, that's it. You have any more questions for me, sweet cheeks?
I think we're good. Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Let's try and talk to Ozzy. Ozzy, so obviously, as you can see by his glasses and long hair, a rip-off of our dear friend Mr. Osborne. Black Sabbath, yeah.
Hello, Mr. Fountain. How are you doing today?
I think he said, I'd love to chat with you, but it's hard to speak with a high-pressure jet of water emanating from my mouth.
I can imagine. I wonder if there's a way to turn it off somehow.
Oh, didn't
There aren't any valves to shut off the water that I can see. Maybe they're somewhere else.
I think the rats were saying something about pipes. Did I make that shit up? I might have. I am a terrible liar.